नेट नहीं आ रहा क्या?
चलो चाहिए 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 आज।
So, can anyone tell this? How will this be the case? Box will be the answer. Why?
Sir, could you please zoom in?
What? So, can anyone please tell how this question will be solved?
If you can increase the font size or if you can
Hello.
make it full, can you please make this document full size, full screen? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So, consider the following HTML with the correct view CDL links. So, what will be the final rendered class attribute of the div? So, this active. Currently this class is box, and the class active. This active will also be binded to this class if this is active boolean is true, but here it is showing that is active is false. So what will be the final rendered class of attribute of the div? It will be box only. So the class will be box only, and it will be this box active. It will be box active, so it will be box active. So this active will be added according to the value of this boolean variable. So if is active is true, the class will be box active, but here you can see that this boolean is active is false, so class will be only box. So this is
Sir,
yes, yes.
Sir, if another class was given,
Another class means box and that will also be added. If in here box, comma, cube, comma, this thing will be given. So the answer will be box, cube.
So the box will always be there as part of the answer, right?
Yeah, irrespective of the condition, it will be binded, and this active will be binded based on this boolean is active.
Okay, and the last option cannot be possible as well.
Yeah,
The
because
inact.
because this active, it will be binded based on this boolean variable. So this will be binded. This active will be binded based on this boolean's value. So if is active is true, this active will be binded. So this key, this will be binded based on this boolean's value. So if
Um,
instead of active we
so,
would have used
yeah, but
inactive as a key, then it will add.
here, so there is no place where I could see that v dot bind. So this colon class,
Yes, yes.
oh, that is what is v bind. Okay, the
I think it is
shorthand.
short. Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, you wrote box cube, right? So in that, if active is true, then box will come. How is it, sir, the condition?
No, no, no. What someone asked that what if there are more attributes? Here is a box, and there is one more attribute like cube, and that cube is also direct hard coded. Irrespective of the condition, it will be added. So what I am saying is that if there are three attributes, one is box and another is cube, and the third is this active, which will be binded based on this boolean condition. So in that case, box, cube, and active if the is active is true, and box and cube only if this is active is false. So box and cube only if this. So this third thing is conditionally binded. Not third. I mean this. What is written in this curly braces will be binded according to this boolean variable's value.
Sir, also that,
sir, could you please explain last option?
Last option is box inactive. So if instead of yeah, so if instead of active, this variable was inactive, and so and is active. So when the is active boolean will be true, this option will be the correct option. So this key will be added as the class according to the this is active according to the is active boolean variable's value. If it is true, this will be binded, and if it is not, it will not be.
sir, so
Yeah.
last option will never become true, right? Because in our app, the class, there is nothing called inactive.
Yes, and even when the we will have to see. So this option active will not be also correct, and this box active will be correct if this is active is true.
Okay, sir. So it can be box or box active, but box will be common. So the class will be box any like even for any condition.
Yes. So box is hard coded with irrespective of the
Okay.
boolean variables value. It will be binded. So box will be binded. So box will be there, but here is active is false, so it is not binded.
Sir, also.
Is active is false, so this active is not binded. Yes.
Sir, in this view app, the data is like a function.
How the
Like
data?
return data is a function, right?
Yeah, yeah. It is returning.
So when do we use it like function and sometimes we write data and like data will be like an object, right? So when do we use object and function?
Uh, here.
Like sometimes it will be data colon
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Data.
active call. But now this time
I
it's like
had
a
the same
function.
question. It should be data colon.
Like I have some places I saw function, some places object.
So will this work as function?
Yeah, it will work. So in the view app, when we initialize the view app, so it should have been like
Can we try this on VS Code or?
Or at the end also you can try, sir.
yes. In the end, we can try.
Okay, so one more question I had. So this, what are the? I mean, there are only two shorthand operators. You know. V on is having a shorthand of at, and vbind is having a shorthand of colon, right? Or is there anything else I'm missing?
Yes, these are the two shorthands, and apart from that, I don't remember.
Okay,
Enclave for Vion, you can use that at the rate,
great.
and for
For
bind, we are using
vbind,
this colon.
colon. Okay, fine.
So, can anyone explain this question? Hello.
Yes, sir. I think ephemeral means which is short lived.
What?
No, sir, ephemeral statements with the state which will be changing. Right?
State
Temporary. Yes.
which
So
will
the
be
state changing continuous. Like short, only for a short time the state will be same.
okay. So it will be changing state. The list of favorite items. Sorry, a user authentication token stored in local storage. This is not example. Why?
So that will be till the end of the session. Is it?
Yeah. And a form input value that changes as the user types. So what is this? A form input value that changes as the user types. Yeah, so like a input box. So as and when user types something, it will change. The, the value inside the box will change.
Oh, one alphabet will be changing, sir.
Yeah, we can select all and then just click backspace. So the list of favorite items saved in user's profile. So why this is not correct?
Actually, sir, this is not like when we using a browser, so we are scrolling some page. So that is the empirical state. So we can say the temp data is a temporary data, or which can change. So in terms of the list of favorite items saved, so it's saved somewhere. It not like not saved.
So the list of favorite items is not a example of ephemeral state.
Yeah, it's not example of ephemeral state.
Okay.
So it gets stored in the database, right? I mean, under the profile.
Yeah, somewhere it is stored. Doesn't matter it's database or anywhere. Somewhere it's just.
It will not change also.
Yeah.
Unless the user updates or deletes, yeah, removes the field. Okay. And how about the last one? That's kind of,
A shopping cart saved between sessions.
so that is also sounding like temporary.
No, it like your shop like Amazon when we save anything for buying like shop save in a cart. So that so there our item is saved now.
So what do they mean by between sessions? So
So
Sorry.
it will be saved in the database. So it will not change. So the cart, if you log out and one session means one login, and then if we log out and log in again, that will be another session. So the cart will remain the same
Yeah.
between those two sessions.
so even though they say between sessions, the shopping cart data goes to the backend. Okay.
No, shopping cart is a shopping cart is for one user. So your shopping cart is different than mine. So when we add it, there is an option no add to cart. So add to cart, those that data gets saved in the database. That will be added in the database. So here in the
Oh,
sidebar will show
is it? It can be also be a front end thing, no? Is it?
front end. So that will be removed. So we have to store in the database. So whatever item we will click on add to cart, it will be added and it should be stored somewhere so that when we reload or when we log in again, that should then it should appear.
Okay, in that case, so it goes to the backend. Okay.
Consider the following JavaScript code.
So ephemeral statements, it's a temporary.
Yeah, so can anyone please tell the definition of ephemeral state? Hello?
State which is temporary, like it will be changing.
Yeah, not know the like I don't know the exact definition, but the concept. I,
Yes, you can explain that.
yeah. So that state like that is a temporary. Like here you are opening a PDF. So when you refresh or open the PDF again, that are going the first page. Like automatically it shift you to on the first page. So whatever you are doing, that is inferior state.
Okay. And
So that is a
the
temporary.
okay, okay.
Sir, in this option B is ephemeral state because like sir
A
option B
form
is
input.
ephemeral because like if we want to type some 5 letter word then first we'll type first letter, second letter and third letter. So it will be changing in that sense.
So can anyone explain this?
Sir, which one?
This option. Why this is ephemeral state? A form input value that changes as the user types.
Yeah, so
So
it is
maybe
also like,
once someone submit button is clicked, it to
Hello, hello.
or if we click reset button, it was very so anyway.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
Okay, yeah, like
one line at a time it will
in
change. So,
input box, if we type anything and reload, it will disappear. That input box content will be disappear, and this user token in local storage. So if we store in the local storage, even if we reload, it will not disappear. The authentication token will not disappear, and this favorite item also will not disappear on reload or even logout login. It will show. A shopping cart will still remain the same even if we log in, log out, and
okay, so if you fill a form and don't click on submit button, then it will. If you reload, then it will lose that data.
yes, and we yes.
So what are the other states like just to refresh? So other than ephemeral,
Uh, you can refer slides for that.
Application state is there.
okay, yeah, and a system state, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So in that options, can we map something to application or system state?
Yeah, in application state, there are some examples like shopping cart or session management.
So can we map this user authentication token stored in local storage to application state?
Yeah, means I am also think so.
Yes, sir. I think because system state means it is the
Yes.
state of the application's database, but this is for one user, so it is application.
Yeah, and system state means complete database.
So the last option will be for system state, and the third option is also towards system status.
No, I think application state. Yeah, because application state is for as seen by an individual user or session. Individual word is important.
Say, for example, I choose some favorite items, but even if I log out and log in a different session, I will still get the favorite items.
Yeah.
It means it goes back to the backend system.
Yeah, but that is different for you and that is different for me.
Okay, okay, okay. So that in that sense, it is application status. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
This is the juices array, and we are mapping. So what this will do is this will take the juice array and return, and this is this is spreading operator. So this will spread and then add this rank attribute, and which is mapped, which is the value of this rank attribute will be according to this mapping array. So this ID1 rating 8.1. So this map, what will this map do is that it will take each and every element of this particular array, and first it spreads and then add a key rank. So a key rank will be added. So here rank, here also rank, and here also rank, and here also rank. So it will be according to mapping. So according to this mapping, so juice.id. So juice.id, this for the first element, this id is 1. So mapping of 1. So mapping of 1 is 4. So this first item rank will be 4, and mapping of 2 is 3. So this item's rank will be 3, and mapping of 3 is 2. So this item's rank will be 2, and mapping of 4 is 1. So this item's rank will be 1. And then we are sorting according to the rank. According to the rank, it will be sorted. And the banana, first will be banana, then orange, then apple, and then grape. So then we are mapping. We are mapping each of the item to a single element, that is juice.name. So what this map will do, it will iterate over all the elements. This first element, second element, third element, and fourth element. And then not according to, and it will just print the key name. It will print the name of that particular element. So when it goes to this particular element, it will take this name key and print grape, apple, orange, and banana. So before this, it is sorted according to the rank. So according to the rank, it will be sorted, and this will come first, and this will come second, and then this third, and then fourth. So when it will be sorted according to the rank, and then we will take all the elements of this array and just print the name attribute of all the particular elements. So this element, this element, this element, and we will just print these names. So banana, then orange, then apple, then grape. So banana, orange, you can see banana, orange, apple, grape. So that is why banana, orange, apple, and grape. This is the answer.
Sir, can you?
So what is the dot dot
Yeah.
dot juice actually?
It is a spreading operator, right?
Yeah, spreading. I mean, how do I understand that? Like, so the juice, where is it coming from? I don't see.
So this map, what this map will do is this will take element
Okay.
juice. So I am applying. So this is just a variable. I could have used instead of juice, let's say x. So juices. So in the juices array, it will map each element. Yes. So it is taking. It is going in the juices array, and it is mapping each of the element of the juice array and returning this. So it is going inside the juices array and taking one element at a time. So this is just a variable. This juice is just a variable. We could have used x, and then what will x be referring to? X will be referring to this. X will be referring to this array.
So
This
the
object.
juice here it means the whole object, is it? The ID1 name
This
grape.
this juices refer to this. This juices refer to this whole array.
Yeah, that juices, I got it. But
This
the
juice is just referring one element at a time of this array. So this,
one element, okay, one object is it, okay.
yeah, it will take one element at a time, and then this return do this operation, and again for the second iteration it will take the second element and do the same for it, and then third, and then fourth.
Okay, so got it. Thank you.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes.
So the first juices dot map, right? So that is just it will add one more attribute for the each juice object. The rank it will add extra, and then
Yes.
it will go to sort. Only the first, it will just
Yes. Yes.
add rank, right? Okay.
So whatever this juices dot map will return, it will return, and then that return thing will go to the sort.
Okay. So juices dot map will return a list of this objects, right?
No, juices dot map will just return this, including this rank.
Yes, so that okay. So this array will return. Okay.
Yes.
And then we'll do sort, that will sort by rank, then I'll print. Okay.
Yes, sir. Could you show, hello?
Yes. Yes.
Could you show the option, correct option? Banana, orange, apple, and grape. Is it?
Banana, orange, apple, and grape. Banana, orange, apple, and grape.
Okay, got it.
Sorting will be based on the ascending order, right?
Yes, based on the ascending order, based on the rank. So
So,
after applying this map function,
okay,
this got rank 1, this got rank 2, this got rank 3, and this got rank 4, according to this mapping. According to
okay.
this mapping.
So the mapping is between the ID and the rank, is it okay?
So the mapping is between. So I'm using this mapping array to define this new attribute rank. So I am just using this mapping array and creating creating other uh, attribute in each of the element. I am adding that rank attribute, and rank is coming from this mapping array, and I'm using the juices ID passing. So this mapping of 4, so mapping of 4, this mapping of 1 will refer to this. So the mapping of 1, so mapping of 1's value is 4. So the rank for the element, for the item, for this object where the juice dot id is 1 will get a rank 4.
So it will be reversed. The mapping will be reversed here.
No, not reverse, according to whatever here it is defined. So here
Yeah,
it is,
in the sense, so rank will be on the left side and map that ID will be on the right hand side. So
we
it'll
are
be
using juice dot id. So we are using
so it'll
mapping
be
dictionary, and according to the juice dot id it will fetch like just like key value pair. So the mappings key, we are fetching the value of this particular juice dot id key. So juice dot id, if the juice dot id is 3, it will fetch the value corresponding to key 3, and that value is 2. And when I am calling mapping of 1, it will fetch the value corresponding to um, it will fetch the value corresponding to this key, and that value is 4. And when I am calling this mapping of 4, it will fetch the value, that value is this, so it will fetch this value.
can you show how it will look like after this map executes?
In VS Code,
Oh, so yeah, if you can write it here, that is also fine.
So it will show like this. So whatever it is taking one element at a time. So um, color black. Rank.
Okay, so got it. Like, so it appends the rank along with the element. Okay.
Yes. Yes. So what will be the output of this code? Banana, orange, apple, and grape. In this question, consider the following JavaScript code snippet.
Sir, before we go ahead,
Yes,
I could not find yesterday's recording, sir.
you can find in the calendar.
No, sir, it is not there. Only the YouTube playlist
So
link
it's
is there.
access record.
No, try to access it with your IITM mail ID.
Yes, sir. By that only, it's not accessible.
That I don't know. Let me share.
Yes, sir, access denied.
Access denied. I don't know. I can't handle the access. So I will ask the sir. Sir will do. Oh, I have shared this one link with you. So can you tell if you are able to access this? Hello.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So this is the that link. Session link. I can't change the access. So sir will change it. You are a viewer and can't manage access. So yeah, I will tell sir to change this access. So this question consider the following JavaScript code snippet. This is simple person.talk. Person.talk will return this dot name, and this dot name will refer to this Jeremy. So Jeremy says hello will be printed. So this talk person.talk will return a function, and we are storing that in this talk return variable, and then calling the function talk return. And the talk return will call this function dot this dot name says hello. So it will show Jeremy says hello. So I hope this is clear to all.
So can you repeat?
So here we are just calling the talk function. So what will talk return? This will return this dot name says hello, and this refers to inner context, and inside the person the name is defined as Jeremy. So it will use this dot name means it will use the name which is defined inside its own context, and that name is Jeremy. So it will show Jeremy says hello.
So person.talk will invoke this function, right?
Yes.
So person.talk should return Taylor. Taylor says hello.
Why Taylor says hello? Because I am going inside the person object and then calling, then accessing this key, and then using that key, I am calling this function.
Okay, I thought
And
arrow
also,
function
if you see this
arrow
talk,
function will take this as
yeah,
like
uh,
global object.
this talk in itself is returning a function. If you see, this talk is returning a function, so it is returning a arrow function. If you see, this is a arrow function.
Okay, it is only function.
So this
Okay, so talk
this
return
talk
is a function.
this talk is also returning a function. So this is arrow function, right?
Yes, sir. So talk
So
return is arrow function.
your talk return now arrow function. So inside the person, I'm going inside the person object and fetching this person dot talk, or calling this person dot talk, and which in turn is returning this function. So and so I'm calling this inside, going inside the person object and calling this talk object, which is returning a function, and I am storing that function in this talk return. And now here I am calling this function talk return, which will show this dot name says hello. So the name is Jeremy. It will show Jeremy say hello.
So if you do person.talk and
Person
then
dot
here itself will, if you call the function, then it will say Taylor. Like instead of assigning it to talk return, if you call person.talk bracket, then again bracket. Yes, sir. Then it will print Taylor says.
uh, so you mean person dot talk?
Yes, sir. Then here itself we can put bracket, call that function. Yes, sir. Then console.log this person.talk this if no sir, yes sir. Okay. So again call. Yes.
Like this.
Yes sir. So this will print Taylor says hello.
It will not print Taylor says hello, because we are going inside the person object, and then going after going inside person object, then only we are calling inside, we are going
Okay.
inside the person and accessing this talk, and this is accessing this. So this means in its own context. So talk is also inside this person object. So this dot name will refer to any name variable inside this person object only. Yes, this talk is also inside person, so it will search inside its own context.
So this will take this of the talk function, which is Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Okay. This talk function is suppressing this arrow function. Okay.
The talk is also inside this
Yes
array.
sir.
Is inside this person array. So that is why we are accessing this. We can only access this talk after going inside the person array. So here we are trying to access this talk by going inside the person array. So we are person dot talk means we are going inside the person array using person dot talk.
Okay, so because this arrow function is inside a normal the talk function, so this will refer to Jeremiah.
Sir, sir,
Yes.
sir,
Yes, yes.
sir. Suppose if name Jeremy is not there, which one it will reflect, sir?
I think undefined.
So where so how is the where function does work? Is it
Name
accessible?
Jeremy, sir, is not there.
You are okay, so there is no attribute by the name. So
It
this
will
dot
not take.
name.
It will not take Taylor, sir.
It will take undefined.
Because there is only in the object it will search, and now when Jeremy is not there, then name it cannot find.
Yeah, name, if name is not there, or if, yeah, then it will show undefined.
So, but arrow functions will point to the global object, right? I mean, global.
Yeah, but this I think this arrow function is inside talk function.
Inside the person object.
Okay, function inside the function. Okay.
Then so that is why I think it will not take global object.
Sir,
Okay.
I have pasted the code if you can try.
So, by the way, I'm getting that access. You need access for that Google Drive thing. I am inside my student ID, but I'm not able to access the
Yeah,
Google.
I will tell sir to change the give you access, give
Okay.
access to all.
Okay. Thank you.
And meanwhile, we can discuss this question. This create counter is returning a function which is doing this count plus plus, and I'm storing this in the counter. So what will be the output after 1 second? So this is showing 333.
So 1 minute.
So yes,
As I'm reading.
okay, okay. So this create counter function.
Madam, how it has become 3, madam?
Yeah, it is obvious.
How it is
Because
taking?
How it has become 3, sir?
Because we are calling it 3 times. So each time it will increase the count variable by 1.
Yeah, and also when we calling each time, it also take a 1 second.
So this create counter function, we are calling this create counter function, which is also returning a function, and we are storing the returned function in this counter variable and then calling it 3 times. So when the counter this counter statement, this counter statement and this counter statement. So when this counter, this function is called, first time this function is called, it will increment this count by 1. So count plus plus means count plus 1. So it will the count will become 1. And then when it reaches to this side
Sir,
timeout,
how it
as
went
set
to, sir? How it went to count plus plus, sir? This is only counter, no, sir. Counter is constant one. Is written there last, but one column, one row. Constant counter is equal to create counter.
const counter. No, so that counter is this whole counter.
That is,
So this create counter function is returning a function. So this create counter is a function and this is returning a
it
function.
is a constant one.
Constant one, yes. So we are not changing the value of counter. Counter is a function. We are just calling this.
Then first
We are
time it
just
should come
calling.
1, second time it should come 2, no?
No, as so when it run for the first time, and when this reaches this line count plus plus, so count will become 1, and then it reaches this set timeout. So set timeout is an asynchronous function, meaning that we will not wait, we that this will not wait for this function to be implemented fully before it can continue. So this is waiting for 1 second. So it is not this is asynchronous. This is asynchronous. So we will not wait for this function to completely execute before we can continue the running other part of the code. So when this counter is called for the first time, it will increment the count variable by 1, and then when this set timeout is reached, as it is asynchronous, it will continue executing the other part. So it will reach this counter, and this counter again will increment the count variable value by 1. So it count plus plus, it will become 2, and then when this counter is called, this again will reach this set timeout. As this set timeout is also asynchronous, it will be running in background, but it while it is still running, the other part of the code can still be run. So this will not block the running of other part of the code. So this counter will
Sir,
also run, this counter will also run. Yes.
sir, my humble submission is 1000 milliseconds is 1 second.
Yes.
So 1 second, it will count only once, no?
1 second it will count
Yeah,
only once. That is
only
true.
once. So count 0 means count 1 will come as the result.
Yes.
Then where is the question of 3 coming, sir?
Because we are calling the function and they are modifying the same count variable. So
Second time when you press counter, it will go and do second time and come as 2. 1, 2, 3 should come. No?
So
no,
I
but we
can
are not printing. So this is not printing now. After this count become 1. So this when this counter is called for the first time, this count will become 1. Count plus plus, it will make it 1. And
1.
when it
It
reaches
will
the
be
set,
printed, sir, because
no,
console log count comes inside. No.
no, but when this the sequence reaches this set timeout function, it is a asynchronous function and it is waiting for 1 second. So this will not block the implementation of other part of the code. So this will not stop.
This
So
will
the
not
other part of
print, sir, because of 1000, it will not print.
yes, it will wait for 1 second,
And print
and
1. And print 1.
no, it will not print 1 because see this set timeout will not block the other part of the code. So this will not block. So for the first time when this counter is called, for the first time when this counter function is called, it will increment this count variable by 1. And when it reaches this set timeout function, it is telling to stop for 1 second. And as this set timeout is an asynchronous function, so this will not stop that first counter will completely execute, then only this second counter will execute. So it will not be like, so when for the first time this counter function is called, this will increment the count variable value by 1. And when it reaches this set timeout, as this is asynchronous function, so this asynchronous function will not block the other part of the code. So as this is asynchronous and it is waiting for 1 second, so meanwhile this function will be called, and this will increment the value of count by 1. And meanwhile this function will also be called, and this will increment the count variable by 1. And this set timeout is asynchronous. So after 1 second, this set timeout will be called. So this is asynchronous, meaning it will not hinder in the execution of other part of the code. So other part of the code can execute meanwhile this is executing. So if I write
Sir,
console.log here,
Instead of 1000, it is 3000.
Yes.
Then what will be the answer, sir?
So after 3 seconds, 333
No,
will
1
be.
second. We are asking after 1 second.
Here we are asking after 1 second, but this count is only incremented once inside this function.
Sorry, sir, I can't understand.
So I'm getting it.
Uh,
So I have another question. I mean, if this is solved, actually.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So when there is when it says constant counter equal to create counter of, so doesn't it mean the whole function create counter as a whole, including the let count?
no, so this will whatever create counter. So create counter is returning this function. So this counter will contain this function, this returned value, because we are calling the function, and whatever the result will be, we are storing it in the counter variable.
So will it include, my question is, will it also include that let count equal to 0 declaration, that definition and initialization?
No, I think.
Why no, actually?
Because
Because we are.
only returned item will be. So this will be only returned, not the variables. So this function will be returned.
But
This
when we define the function, we are saying create counter of. So my understanding is, so it will have the whole function as a whole, right?
So, but we are calling create counter, right?
we are
Yeah,
calling create counter. So create counter is returning this function. So it
yeah.
will only
So
return this much function.
yeah, I agree. So coming to your point, like when we invoke that create counter function, so then it invokes that function. The first statement is let count equal to 0. So that will get executed first, right?
Sir, then answer is 000, sir.
That's where I'm coming to. Yeah. So the answer will be different in that case. So, but maybe my understanding is not right. So
Yeah, he has a point, madam. I sir, that counter is constant. Why they use the word constant there?
Well, I think JavaScript run line by line. So it firstly count is equal to 0. Then after that it return the function.
yeah, in that case, so you cannot have more than one let. You cannot declare more than one count, right? That also will have a issue.
No, only one time count
Yeah,
will.
yeah, but we calling here, na? Like three
Calling
time we
three
call.
times. Yeah, calling 3 times.
But
Yeah.
So we are only calling this
create
function.
counter we are calling only once.
So we
Yeah,
are
second
calling
function will
create
be.
counter once, and this create count, this line will return this function, and we are storing this function in counter variable. And when we are calling counter, only this much part will execute. Only this much part will execute. And as this function is inside the create counter, this function is inside the create counter, so it will have access to this count variable. It will have access to this count variable, as this is inside this object, this function, as this function is inside the braces. So this count plus plus, so it is able to access this count. So it is able to access this count. So each time we are calling the counter function, we are incrementing this. Each time we are calling this counter function, we are calling this function, this function, and this function is incrementing the count variable's value by 1, and it will have access to count variable because this function in itself is defined inside this outer function, and outer function also contains this count variable.
Sir, can we quickly do a VS Code on this one, like just to print the console.log and inside that the create counter without that curly braces, and the other console.log with create counter of, to see what it has.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, thank you.
So in the chat also code is the function.
In the chat, I have pasted the code.
So I think you need to share the screen.
So I will run after completing all the questions.
Sir, I have some only one doubt, sir, in this question.
Yes. This question, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, here create counter when we call it will say define let count will become 0, and then this return function will be assigned to counter, right? And then when we call counter, this count value will it be accessible to each? Sir? Will it be like some global variable?
So okay. So when create counter function is called, it will return this much part. It will return
Yes.
this much. And when this counter function, so when the create counter function is called, it will return this much part of the code, and we are storing it in the counter variable. And
Yes,
then
sir.
we are calling that counter, and that counter is doing count plus plus. So this function is inside this outer function, and this outer function also contains this count variable, so it will be accessible as
Yes, sir.
this counter in is inside. So as this create counter also contains this count variable, so it will be accessible similar to how we are able to access this. Here we are able to access this Jeremy inside another function. This is another function because this Jeremy is also defined inside the person object, and this talk is also defined inside the person objects. This name is also defined inside the person object, and this function is also defined inside the person object. That is why we are able to access this name. So similar to this, here the function is also defined inside the create counter, and this count variable is also inside the create counter. So both are inside create counter. That's why we can access count inside this function. So here you can see we are able to access name inside this function, name inside this function, as both are defined inside the person object.
Sir, but let is only block scope, right?
Let is
Block level scoping. So this function is
so
another
let
block.
is defined inside this. No, but that is the let is defined inside this block, right? This outer block it is defined, so we can't access it outside of this scope.
Okay, but inside it can access.
Yes.
Sir, and also if we each time if we call this counter, the count is incremented by one, right? So that value is also remembered by other. Like first time when we do count plus, it will be one. Next time when we call counter, it should become two. So it will remember that last time it was one, right? It can access that. It will not
Because
take
it
zero.
is trying to modify the same. It is trying to modify the same count. It
Okay.
is accessing the same count. So whenever we are calling counter, we are trying to access the same count variable. That is why we can. That is why it is first it will increment to 1, then to 2, then to 3. Because all this counter function are referring to this count only.
Okay, sir. Good. Understood.
They are referring to this count only. For the first time it will become 1. So it would have, so when this counter is called for the second time, the counter would have already become 1. So it will know that it is 1. So it will change it to 1 plus 1. And then when this third one is called, this count would have become 2. So when this count plus is done, this 2 plus 1, it will become 3.
Okay, sir.
So I just tried using that online Java compiler. So
Can you share the link?
In
yeah,
the
it's
chat.
in the chat. Yeah, I also tried and getting the results. I've
Yeah, so it is showing 333, right?
yeah. So I was interested in that what it prints when we say console.log create counter, and when
Yes.
we say console.log create counter off. So
Yes,
Uh,
yes, itself you do.
console.log create counter.
yeah, one without that brace, without that brackets, and one
This
with the.
is this also you print, sir.
Oh, is it?
Undefined and 1. How?
Can we have another console.log without the brackets?
Then I think it will show function anonymous, I think.
So what's happening is no, so
As a
without that
bracket, it
brackets.
doesn't.
Yeah, without the.
Yeah, function animus, because this we are calling this create counter function, and this is returning this function. So this
Okay,
that is why
that
function
function
animus.
has no name. So
And how one actually?
This one,
Yeah, after
because of this line, I think. So let's comment this line. This is function anomalous because of this, and when we are calling this, we are calling this function and this function also.
Okay.
So why undefined and one? Okay.
So
So
after
here
1 second, it prints the one. Is it okay?
after 1 second it prints one.
So, but the
Huh?
counter then it should increment. It should be 4 now instead of 3. In that case.
Oh, okay. So you are saying that, but here we are directly calling and this counter using this we are calling.
Okay.
So undefined and one. So you are saying that if we uncomment this, so one it will become after calling this it will become one, and after calling this it should become two. Then after calling it should become three, and after calling this it should become four.
Yeah.
One, because here we are creating another instance of this function.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So here we are calling the create counter function again.
Yes, sir. So
We are,
again, the count will become zero, set to zero, I think. It will reset to zero in 15th line.
yeah, it will reset to zero.
Okay, since it's a different object, does it? Okay.
again print the 13th line later on.
Should print anonymous.
No, sir. What he's saying is the 13th line if we do it after 19th line. Yeah.
13 line after 19th line.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it is one again.
Okay.
So we are using another instance of create counter. We are using in both the three cases we are using this counter instance. We are creating we are returning create we are creating an instance of create counter which is returning a function, and here we are again creating that instance. It will create a new instance of this function. For all this counter we are using the same instance of counter. Here we are using the same counter instance, so that is why it will access count, and here we are creating a new entry, that is why count will again become 0 and it will become 1. So this undefined is because of
Sir, but
this.
all it will be four. I think.
What?
No, sir, but in all the cases, the output should be same, I think.
Why? Because in all these statements 17, 18 and 19 number, we are using this counter which is returned by this create counter, and we are calling using that. But here in 13 line and here in 20 line we are creating a new, we are calling it again, or
Like two instances of
these are
function.
three calls, these are three instances, you can say. This is this is the first instance, this is the second instance, and this is the third instance. And if you see the asynchronous nature, you can also see the asynchronous nature. This undefined is printed because of this print statement console.log. So we are trying to print the function, this function. So this create counter, we are calling this create counter, and again calling it. So what it will show, initially it is showing undefined, as initially immediately it is not returning anything or printing anything. And then again we are creating instance, then again calling create counter. So it is also, no, here we are creating undefined because of this line. If you see undefined, undefined, first undefined because of this, and this will print function anomalous, and this will also, no, this will create a create counter entry, create counter instance, and this will also print anonymous function, and this will do operation. So if you see, this is not printing anything, this is not printing anything, so it will wait. This is set timeout, this is asynchronous function, so that is why we are waiting. So if you see, this console.create counter is at the 20th line, but this undefined is before all the print statement, before all these numbers. Why? Because all this contains the set timeout. So set timeout only executes, set time only executes after all the not, it does not execute like that, it just does not block the execution of other part of the code. So yeah, so when this counter is called, it will not block this counter, and when this counter is working, when this counter function is called, in turn it has this set timeout function. And set timeout is asynchronous in nature, meaning the other part of the code need not stop for set timeout to completely execute before it can continue. So this counter will continue. So when this counter is called, this will increment, and when it reaches this set timeout, as this is asynchronous, and it will wait for 1 second. So it will not block the execution, this, and it will not block the execution, and immediately this counter function will be called, and this will again increment the count variable by 1, and this will again reach the set timeout. This is asynchronous, so this will also not block the execution. So this counter will be called, and this will also not block the execution. So that is why this console.log create counter is printed before all the other print statement. So if I just print, let's say, at the last of the code, all this console.log a, so see, a is showing before all these three numbers. A is, because counter is printing this console.log, but this count is showing after a, because set timeout is asynchronous in nature, meaning it will not block the execution of other part of the code. So that is why this a will show. So this counter, this set timeout is asynchronous, it will not block the execution of other part of the code. So other part of the code will continue executing. So any number of line, even if I put console.log 1 here, so one will print before the before this console.log, which is inside set timeout, because we are waiting for 1 second. So it is asynchronous, meaning it will not, meaning this counter function, when this counter function is called, in turn this set timeout will be called, in turn the set timeout will be called, and we need not wait for set timeout to completely execute before we can continue the other part of the code, because set timeout by default is asynchronous in nature.
Sir,
Yes.
so can you just comment that line 14 to 16 and then run? Then I think it will be 4.
What?
So line number 14 to 16 you comment.
14 to 16, and this also.
Yes, sir.
So how will it know counter function? This
Yes, sir. Sorry. 15. Let 15. Only the counter will keep, sir. Yes. And bottom also 20 you delete.
20.
Yes, sir. From this 20 to 22.
It's still showing 333, right?
No, so then put this 15 before 13. That const counter.
No, but here we are not using the counter. Here will be still calling the create counter and calling the create counter, and then again using the return function, again calling.
So even if I keep the set timeout to 0 milliseconds,
Even then,
yeah, even then it gives 3 actually.
it will be asynchronous in nature. Then uh, even then this default behavior. So any print statement console.log this, or any number of print statement you add console.log 7. So you, if you run this, first this function will be called and this will show undefined, and then this will be printed, this will show a, then this will print 1, this will print 7, and then 1 will show, then 3, 3 will be shown, because this function is in the count order. So this will increment the count by 1, this will again increment the count by 1, this will again increment the count by 1. So it will only show 3 in this case also. If you see a, 1 and 7 because of these 3 print statement, and undefined because of this print statement, and 1 because of set timeout of this function, and 333 because of printing, because of set timeout of this counter, this function counter.
Sir, in the first one it is coming 1, the last 3 it is coming 3 because they are different instance, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I
So
have a
can you just
question.
put this line number 17 on top, just and then run. Yes.
uh, Line number 17. So
It's
even if
before
I
13. Okay.
undefined a 1 333, because here we are storing this function which count create counter is returning here. Here we are storing in the counter, but we are calling this counter at line number 20, 20 and 21. So if I call this create counter here, so it will show 333 and then 1, 333 and then 1. So all the function has, okay, I've used 0. Even if I use
Okay, sir.
yeah, 333 and then 1, because here I am calling create counter at last place, and this counter are before this console.log. So first this will print console.log count, then this will print console.log count, and then this will print console.log count.
Sir, one question on 23. Why are we using double parenthesis, like double create counter off? So what is that?
No, this is just, we are, this create counter is returning a function, and then we are again calling the function. So how, what will happen if we do this way? we were experimenting. What will happen if I do this way?
Yeah, but why are we? I mean, I'm not getting, like, is create counter of is the name of the function, or is that why we are doing that?
Create counter will return a function. If I just print this is returning a function. So if I print this is giving function anonymous. So I'm just calling the function again. So that's why I'm using this parenthesis. So this
Okay.
create counter is returning me a function, and now to call that function again, I'm using this bracket again.
Okay, sir.
So undefined and 1. This undefined and 1.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So here if you see, we are fetching the function b from the object and storing it in C, and then just calling the function C. Just calling the function this C. And inside D we are also providing the context. So that is why what will be the output of the above program, it will be undefined in 10, because here we are just fetching the B from the object, but we have not provided the context. We need to provide the context. So this needs this B function. So when I'm calling the function C, I'm essentially calling this obj.b, and I'm calling this obj.b. So I'm essentially calling this obj.b, but obj.b is returning this dot a. So I need that context. So from where it should get a, where is the context? So I need to provide that context. So here I am providing that context, that it needs to access from the obj. So here I need to provide the context. So that is why it is showing me undefined for the when I call just C, and when I call D, it will return this dot a, meaning it will return 10. So here we are not providing the context. We are not providing the context. So obj.b. So obj.b means C will become this B function. So it is, we are going inside the object obj, and from that object obj we are fetching B key, and we are fetching the B keys value, which is this function, and when I just call this function directly, I don't know the context. So that is why it is showing undefined. So here using the bind, I am also providing the context. So that is why in this case it is showing the correct answer. So this question is direct.
Sir, can you just show the previous question? Scroll up, please. And just view the.
This counter question.
Yes, so just the question. In code only. Okay, sir.
Yeah, you can find this IITM Diploma EN exam QTD2. If you want the link, I can
No,
share.
sir, here we are not calling any context, so I was thinking. Okay, there is no this here.
Yeah, I have explained this also in one of the sessions. So let me find that. That I will explain later.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Not providing the context, that's why it is showing undefined. And 10, because here we are providing the context. So this, when we are calling the function D, which we have fetched from object B key, and it needs that context. So from where it needs to from where it will read this. That is why we need to provide the context. So that is why the answer is
Sir,
yeah.
sir, sir. in the constant C, object is given there, no, sir. It is giving the context, no, sir. Context.
No. Here in the C, we are just fetching. This is just for fetching. So here we are just fetching the B key. So B key will return this.
Return this A, no, sir. A means it will give 10. Object dot A. That will become object dot A. That will become 10, no, sir. This A, return this dot A. That means this stands for object. OBJ. OBJ dot A. That is 10. Am I right, sir? Am I coming correct?
No, we are just fetching using this key. So this key using this, we are just fetching the B function and storing it in C.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We are just storing.
Fetching means you will not get that answer.
No, we are getting undefined. So we need that context. So we are just fetching using this. So like this is OBJ. So if there are let's say there is age. Age is let's say 25. So if I fetch age obj.age and store it in some variable. So this is similar. We are just fetching this B value and storing it in C. So it needs context.
So, sir, we are getting that value for C as 10. We are only going to print that function that is equal to 10.
C is a function or a value. So you are saying that obj.b
is equal to 10.
Equal to 10.
Yeah.
That is not equal to 10.
This B function is equal to this dot A, sir.
We are not calling B.
So you can use the same online feature.
Okay, but I need to access my code from previous live session.
Okay.
Was discussed in week 2, right? CMD.
Sir, Rangarajan sir has given code itself in chat.
Yes, I can see.
You can copy that code.
My VS Code is not working.
So maybe we can do it.
Yeah, so this question. So can anyone explain this question? Let's use this PDF. Yes. So can anyone explain this question? Hello?
So can you zoom out a bit? Yeah.
If I zoom out, you will not be able to view. So
This is correct, I think.
what will be displayed
Okay.
in
Yeah.
the statement after the button with text update is clicked? So it is asking, so this is the template. So what will happen after the button update is clicked? So on click update, so it will just call the update function and this dot message will become updated, and it will show updated and computed. So this dot message will become updated and then this computed will be called automatically, because computed is referring to this dot message and this dot message has changed. So it will be called automatically. So when I click, on this button, when I click on this update button, what will happen?
So V on click is pointing to the update method. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay.
So here, yes. So what it will do, it will change the this dot message equal to updated. So it will change this dot message equal to updated. So message initially is initial. So message will become updated. And as this computed property, computed directive, or computed is referring to this dot message. So it is referring to this dot message. So it will catch that change, that it will catch that message has changed. It will catch that message has changed. That because you can see that message was initially initial and now it has become updated. So it will catch that the value of message has changed. So this computed message function will also be called, and the this dot message will be appended with this computed value. So message will become updated plus computed.
Sir, how does the computed function gets invoked? I understand the method update gets invoked on
Okay,
clicking.
because it is referring to which variable in this computed message is referring to message.
The message variable.
So
Okay.
as and when there is, so there is a there is one question like yeah, yes. So there is this one question, practice assignment 4. Which of the following is true regarding it is a function which it is a function which is triggered when the data it refers to change. So this is statement, this is fact about computed properties. So if you see that this computed property, this computed message, computed property. So this computed property means this computed property. So this computed message is referring to this dot message or message. It is referring to the message variable. So as and when it sense that there is a change in the message variable, it will be called automatically. So it is a function which is triggered. So it will be triggered when the data it refers. So it is referring to this dot message. This computed message is referring to this dot message, and when we click on this update, this dot message has changed. So it will sense that there is a change in this dot message. So this computed message will be called, and it will append this computed string in the message variable. So that's why updated computed will be the answer.
Okay, sir.
Sir, what is that sign plus and all is written there? Return this message plus.
So this is just up for appending.
Concatenation.
Yeah, concatenation. Yes.
Similar to Python.
If you don't write plus, what will happen, sir?
So we don't write plus, instead of that, what you want to write?
Oh, something has to be written there, sir.
No, what should we return then? Let's say we return
This message,
this dot message. Okay.
this dot message equal to computer.
But just this much. Then it will only show updated.
Equal to update computed if you put, sir.
Equal to
Computed.
computed.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So when you come to a computed function, it will give message to be considered as computed.
Okay. So in one line we can write like this dot message equals to computed, and then in the next line we can return that. In the next line we can return. So it will work, I think. It will only show computed in that case, because the computed property will still be referring to message, and when we click on this update, the message variable will be changing. So this will sense, and then this will, when we call this dot message equals to computed, it will return this dot message equals to, sorry, it will return computed.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Good. Understood, sir.
Sir, there is no app here. Sir. ID equal to app.
I think the script is within the HTML.
Yes, sir. Missing, sir. It is also missing. EL equal to app. EL equal to apostrophe. Then
Maybe we can assume.
Okay,
We can
sir.
assume. Similarly, there were questions that we
I
have to.
think it is a view file. Dot view.
Yes, this is view file only. This is according to that. Yeah, this is view only.
Okay, this is view file.
View component, I think, sir, because it has template.
Yes. So consider, yeah. So sometimes you have to consider that the correct CDN will be included. Yeah.
So here it is only the HTML file, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
if EL
The
equal
script
to
also is in this, na? Script is also in this HTML directly.
Yeah. What I'm saying is both are one here. I mean, there is no separate view file.
No separate view file. Yes. Script is also directly in the HTML. And sometimes you will just be given a snippet. You have to assume that the full code is not given, like this. So this index.html is this much. So you have to assume that the full HTML will be there. It is just that we need to concern, the question only concentrates on this much part. That's why only this much part is given.
Okay.
So what should be the answer? So on click, add pineapple function will be called. So when we click on this buy button, this add pineapple function will be called, and this add pineapple will add the price to this amount.
There will be error.
Why?
Oh, it's a string actually. The amount initial values.
String.
Yeah.
So, oh, there is.
Yeah, so it is concatenate for
Oh,
different,
concatenating. Oh, okay.
not integer.
So it doesn't error. Okay.
Yeah, you can see it is showing 12. So similar to the similarly here, initially the amount is in string format. So this dot price. So after buy button is clicked 2 times.
But it should be only 140. No? I mean, just a 40.
It is written that by what will be the shown in the amount placeholder when the buy button is clicked 2 times.
Oh, 2 times. Okay.
Yes, here it is written what will be the shown in the amount placeholder when the buy button is clicked 2 times. Initially this dot amount is empty string, so calling the function for the first time it will become 40, and then again calling it will append 40. So 40 40, that means 4040.
So can you show the HTML? Scroll up.
This is
Okay, sir. Yeah, amount is.
directly the script text. Yeah. What will be displayed in the p tag after the button on the server component is clicked? So can anyone explain?
So a server component, so it on click, it triggers that order updated, which is calling the function update order.
No. So no, not like that.
Okay. So there is a line before that. Okay.
No, actually that component in the first line there is no include any click event. So it is like order. It call component and see the full code. Could you show the full code? Yeah, okay. Yeah, hold
There is
on. Just
colon order, right? So that is vbind, sir. Short form.
So what is server component? Server component is defined like this. So template is only one button, that is send updated order. So there is only one button. And modify order. What will modify order do? This will emit order updated. This dot order plus this string extra mu. Can anyone explain what will happen?
Sir, one doubt, sir. Before. So there
Yes.
is in the server component there is colon.
Yes. Now tell me.
There is colon order equal to customer order, right? So that is short form for vbind, sir.
is we are
Yeah,
passing
yeah.
that
That
order
is
and we are using the props, we are fetching that. So in the server component, so we are creating instance of this server component, and order equals to customer order. So we are passing the order, and using the props, we are using the props, the order key, we will be fetching this customer order. We will be fetching this customer order.
Okay, sir.
So
Yeah. What is that at order after that?
or
This
this at the rate or order updated. So updated order. Oh, this lots of, yes. So screen is visible, right? Code is visible, right? Oh,
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
let's paste this much. Okay, so now it is visible, right?
yeah.
So yes. So when this here we have integrated this server component. Here we have integrated server component. And from where we are getting this server component?
The
in
script.
the views
In the
component.
view, we have defined the server component. So in the view, we have defined this server component, and we are also passing this order. We are also passing this order when we are creating the instance of server component. So this props, this will take this customer order. Yes, so this props. So when I print this dot order, so this dot order means this order. So which,
Customer.
yes. Yes. So here we are passing. So what in the, so when we are creating the server component instance here, so this template will be shown. So this template will be shown, and this template contains this div section. So when we click on the send updated order, what will happen? When we click on the send updated order, this modify order function will be called. And what this modify order function is doing, this is emitting an event. So this is emitting an event order updated. This is emitting an event order updated with this second argument at this. And here we are handling that event. So just like on click event. So we handle that event. So when the user clicks on the send updated order button, we are emitting an event. So just like on click event, this is a user defined event. So this event will be emitted, and how we are handling that event. So this order updated event will be emitted, and what we are doing to handle that, we will be calling this update order function. So when we click on this send updated order button, this modify order function will be called. In this order function will emit an event, and that emit event we need to handle So here we are handling that event by calling the update order function of the view app. So let me repeat. So when I click on the send updated order, the modify order function will be called, and that modify order function is emitting an event with this name order updated name, with a second argument, with some second argument also. And here we are handling that order updated. So what we are doing to handle that order updated event, we are again we are in turn calling this update order function, which is defined in our view app.
Sir, after emitting, there is another option, right?
After emitting,
Comma, there is second
this
argument.
second
What?
argument,
Yes.
yeah,
What
the
is it?
second argument. So after emitting order updated, we are handling this event order updated here by calling the update order function. So this update order function will be called, and this update order takes one argument, which is this argument. So whatever we are passing as the event emitted event, so this will be handled. This second argument, this update order needs one argument, so this will be passed as the this will be passed as the argument. So when we are emitting this order updated event, and we are handling this order updated event by calling the update order function, and this update order function needs one argument. So and this argument will be this dot order plus extra mu. So this dot updated order is, sorry, so this update order function, what is this doing? It is just changing the value of this variable with whatever argument we are passing to this update order function. So here we are passing this dot order plus extra mu. So this dot updated order will become whatever this dot order plus extra mu. Okay, so what will be displayed in the p tag after the server component is clicked? So what will be displayed in the p tag? So original order will be customer order. And what is customer order? Customer order is burger, or customer order is burger. Okay, so customer order is burger, and updated order is this dot order. So how we this dot order, because this dot order we are passing here, which is customer order, which is customer order, which is this burger, which is burger. So here in the component we are fetching that event, sorry, we are fetching this order variable, which we have passed in the instance of the server component while creating the instance of server component. So here we have passed the customer order. And what is customer order? Customer order is burger. So the updated order will be burger extra mayo. So this is the correct answer. Updated order will be burger extra mayo. And customer, what we are printing? We are printing original order and updated order. So customer order variable contains burger. So it will show burger. It will show burger. In this updated order will show burger with, sorry, updated order will show burger extra mayo. So what will be displayed in the p tag after the button on the server component is clicked? So original order burger, and updated order burger extra mayo. I hope.
Sir, how much is left, sir, for this session? I have got to go to another session.
This session is recorded, so you can watch later.
Like, how much more to cover, sir?
Only two, sorry, one question, two, and these are theoretical, so maybe we can skip. So two These are theoretical questions, so we can skip 3, 4,
Sir,
and 5. Maybe
can you
20
just show
minutes.
the can you just show the question, the two remaining question once, and I will take a screenshot of that. Which year paper is
You,
it, sir?
you can get this whole question paper if you
Can
want.
you
See,
share the PDF?
so here is
Yeah.
not PDF. I am sharing the drive link. So tell me if you are able to access. Hello.
Yes, sir. I'm able to have it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right.
So which year the term?
This is last term, September 2024 to December 2024 term. Quiz 1 question paper held on 27 October 2024. 27 October 2024. Just the previous term. So yeah, so this will be the answer. Original order burger and updated order burger with extra mu. Sorry, burger, this hyphen and extra mu.
So I can kind of understood, but can you, you know, see, say how do we approach this? Like,
This
what are,
question,
yeah.
okay. So what you need to find? You need to find that what will be shown on the button when the when the button on the server component is clicked. So here only consider on this template part. So this template contains this original order, updated order, and this button. Sorry, and this server component. And this server component in turn contains this template. Okay, so this focus on this much part, and this server component contains this button, this div tag send updated order button. Okay, so there will be original code order, updated order as text, and there will be one button with send updated order. So question is asking what will happen when we click on tags after the button. So the server component, contains which button? The see, when we are creating the instance of server component, and the server component contains this div. So this div will show. Okay, and this div will show when this server component is fetched or printed on the screen. This div, this button on click modify order send updated order will be called. So when I click on
So it invokes this modify order uh, method, right? Yeah. So I think you're talking on mute.
yes, so what I'm saying is that when this is rendered on the screen, so what it will show, these two line, it will show these two lines. And when this is rendered, from where we are getting this component, from here we have defined. So this line will append this here. Okay, so it will be two p tags and one div with this button, send updated order button. Okay, so now what will happen when we click on this send updated order button? it will call this modify order function. Okay, so when I there will be two p tags and one button, because this server component consists of this template. So when I click on send updated order button, this modify order function will be called. And what this modify order function do, it will emit an event. It will emit an event. It will emit this order updated event. And here how we are handling that order updated. So here you see order updated, and here also order updated. So just like on click, this is also an event. So what we are defining that if there is an event, so this will emit an event. So when as and when we click on this modify order button, sorry, this send updated order button, this modify order function will be called, which in turn will emit this order updated event. And how we are handling order updated event, by calling another function which is update order, by calling another function which is update order. Okay, and that update order is that update orders need one argument, and that argument we are passing here, that argument we are passing in the emitted event. So this argument we are passing. So when this update order function is called, it will be called with these arguments. Update order function it will be called with these arguments. So update order with these argument. And if you see the definition of update order function, it needs one argument. So that argument will be this that argument will be this. If you see this order plus extra mu. So that is why the answer will be original order burger and updated order burger extra meal.
Sir, if I understand right, the props is just for like a title, right? And that colon order is what is binding to this dot order, correct?
What? Hello?
Sir, yeah, so when it says this dot order, it goes to that server component and binds with that order equal to customer order, correct?
No. This dot order means this order, which we have fetched. And from where we did get this order? We get this order while creating the instance of server component. So
Okay.
here this dot order means this dot order means this order which we have fetched in the under props property. And and we are just emitting the event using this order. We are emitting the
Oh,
event using this order.
so prop have all the properties belonging to that component, right? Okay.
No, props like you using the props while creating the instance. So here we are creating the instance. So from when we are creating the instance, we can pass any property. So any number of property, and in the template. So in the template, we want to fetch, like in yesterday in the Wednesday example, in that message board. So I passed the name. So there were 3 boards. So while creating the message board instance, I passed the name of the user or name of the message board owner or whatever we can say. So I passed that. So this props is used to fetch that. So while creating component, we have passed this order bind. If passed this property, so we can pass any property. So let's say in that message board example, we can pass 2 3 properties from when like in the message board we can pass, let's say, name and age, and then using the props we can fetch those name and age. And it is not just uses for this function, we can also show them in our template. So let's say while creating that message board component, we pass 2 parameters, name and age, and then in the view component we fetched them using this props, and in that template we can just directly use them. So I can use like order. So using the Jinja script I can use order, and in that case let's say just show like your name. Okay, add one line, your name equals to name. We can pass the variable while creating the component, and inside that component fetch those values and use that in our template or our methods or any other thing. So here we can also directly use them in our template. So let's say here is this order, so I can create another line which says your existing order is this, although it is also shown here, but just for example I am seeing. So in that message board we can add in the template portion we can add your name. Your name is this name and your age is this. And how do we get name and age? We passed that name and age while creating the instance of that component. So while creating the instance of that component, we pass the name and age, and using the props property, we fetched that name and age, and then in the div or in the methods, I can use that. Yes, so that's it.
So in this case, we can bring the original order, updated order inside the template, right? That's what you're saying.
No, let's in this template. Sorry. Yeah. So in this
In
template,
this template,
yeah, in
yeah.
this template, I can use this order only. As from the props, I have fetched the order key, so I can use the order. So like that, h tag or any tag order.
So we can add a customer order, updated order inside the props, and bring the p tags inside this template. Is it?
Yes, but also we need to pass them while creating the instance of the server component. So here we are just passing this customer order. Here we
Okay.
are just passing the customer order. Here we are just passing the customer order using this order key. So this is the key, and in that order key we are passing the customer order. So this order we are passing. So we can pass different keys, different key value pairs, and using the props and using those key add them in our props, and using the Jinja templating we can print them. So here we are just passing this order here we are just passing this customer order with the key order. So order is the key, and here in the props we are fetching the order key and then just using it in our method, not just showing. We are not showing here, that means. So that's it.
Sir? Sir?
Yes.
Sir, here order as the value stored in customer order variable, right? It is not taking the customer order string as it is. So it knows that customer order is burger in this.
Yes, you can see here customer order is burger.
Okay. So it will not take customer order as some other string. It will know that customer order refers to burger only, this variable.
Yes, and maybe what if we want to just provide as it is, let's say order as directly. You have seen that example of SARS. See here, sir provided the title and then use that in.
Yes, sir. Here the string we are passing, not variable.
Yes, here we are passing the string.
Maybe it will
And
search for Sage board in the tab whether there is some variable. If not, then it will take it as string.
no, no, I think the way is different. Here we are just using this colon also. This is for vbind, I think, right?
Okay, sir. Yeah, here we are
No,
using colon.
directly passing.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Directly passing. Yes. Yes. Watch this video. Will understand this emit function also. Emit function is also explained here.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, watch this screencast. And next question. Uh, can anyone explain this?
Yes, sir. Initially, ACC is empty array, and then we use run this reduce function, like four numbers.
And then
If it is even number, then we pass that number multiplied by 2 inside that ACC. Otherwise, if it is odd,
It will
we
be
divide that number and push in that array. And then we
so
return
here
it.
it will be 20, 20, 40, 60 modified numbers.
No, 20, 40, 50. No, yeah, 60.
um,
So the final output will be 40 and 60.
so this is using reduce. And ACC for the first iteration, ACC will be empty.
Empty.
Then num.
Num is 10.
So this how will this be used? This array. Initially, this will be this. So let's use that. Which paper? QDP2. Yes. Initially, numbers dot reduce ACC is empty. So as we have provided ACC as the first for the first time, this the second argument, whatever argument we provide, will be taken for the first time, and ACC comma num. So what will be num? So num will be the number we will be iterating over the array. So for the first iteration, it will be 10. So this array and 10. Yes. So this array and 10. So if the 10 modulo 2, this is 0, so it will push. Okay. So the array will become we are pushing 20. So array will become 20. So when this is called for the next time, the ACC would have already become this, like this 20. So 20 comma 20. Okay, so 20 is again divisible by 2. So this will change to 20 comma 20. This will change to it is pushing. So 20 comma 20 is divisible, this number 20, this num is divisible by 2. So this will be passed as an argument here. This will be passed as an argument here. So this 20 comma 40, and this array on which we are using the reduce function, this array, numbers array, on which we are using this reduce function, still has one element. So it will be called again. So this number reduce will be called again. Now ACC would have become 20 comma 40. So 20 comma 40 comma 30. So as you can see, that 30 is again divisible by 2. So it will again push number into 2. So it will become 20, 40, 60. Okay, so it will become 20, 40 and 60. And here we are filtering on this condition. So number greater than 20. So 40 and 60 are greater than 20. So 40 and 60 will be filtered out. And this output of the above program will be 40 and 60. 40 and 60, yes. So now this question. So yeah, can anyone explain this? Consider the following. Hope the screen is visible. Yes. Consider the following
Yes.
below view component. Yes. Now tell what will be the displayed when the filter tag is true. What will be displayed?
So it should print 1 and 3.
Yes, so 1 and 3, item 1 and 3 is the correct answer. Filter active is true. Okay, so filter active is true for item and filtered items. So what is filter items? Filter items, this function. So for item and filtered items, this filtered item functions will be called In this filter item function, what it will do, it will this dot filter active. If this dot filter active is true, filter active is a boolean variable, it is true, then this it will do this thing, otherwise it will return all the items. Yes. So if filter active is true, if this filter active is true, it will return this dot item dot filter. It will do this operation. Otherwise, it will return all the items. So if filter active at boolean attribute is true, it will filter all the item if item id is not equals to 2. If item dot id, so filter will so we are using filter on this items array. So this items is the array. So we are using this filter method on this full array. We are using this filter method on this dot items full array, and then using this item. So it will go one element at a time. It will go one element at a time. So one element at a time it will go, and if the it will filter according to the condition. Condition is that item dot id. This item, it will go one element at a time. So item dot id is not equals to 2. So id here is 2. So this will be eliminated, and it will only return these two, this first item and this second item. It will return these two items, first item and second item. And now and here we are looping using the item id key and just
Sir,
print the name.
if it is false, what will happen? Sir, false instead of true.
So if it is false, then it will evaluate the other condition, that is it will return this dot item. So if this condition is true, this question mark after will be evaluated, otherwise this after this colon thing will be evaluated, and it will return all these dot items.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So when filter active is false, it will print all the elements. So here we are just using the computer properties and filtering items, and using the col tag we are printing all the items. For item and filtered items, we are printing all the items. Item dot name, we are looping through all the elements of the filtered items array. Filter items array is also an array just like items, but it will contain first entry and the third entry, not the second entry, and going inside each element one at a time, and printing the and fetching the name attribute and just printing it. So fetching the name attribute and printing it. So item dot name will print item 1 and item 3. It will show item 1 and item 3.
Sir, can you show once again, sir? Can you show once again?
What? Achha, that
That code. Sir, it will show all the three items, sir.
no, only 2 items.
Why, sir?
Because we are looping through the filtered items array. We are looping through the filtered items array, and the filtered items array is a computed property.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. That ID should not be equal to 2. Yes, sir. Next, sir.
So next question. Yeah, so can anyone explain this question?
So this is about this keyword. So it talks about regular functions and arrow functions. So in regular function call, this will refer to the global object.
Sir, what is non-strict mode and strict mode, sir?
Yeah.
Can anyone explain this? What is a non-strict mode and strict mode? This refers in the regular function call. This refers to global object in non-strict mode and undefined in strict mode. Uh, I don't know what does this mean.
Yeah, the strict mode, I think you need to define all the variables or objects, right? I mean, it should be either a let or var or const in that context, or
In which week was this discussed?
I think week 2.
Like this non-strict and I haven't heard this term strict mode and non-strict. Maybe let's see if this is supplementary lecture PPT slides. In a arrow function, this is lexically. So what does this mean by lexically inherited? From the enclosing execution arrow function, this is lexically inside a method of an object. Inside a method of an object, this always refers to the object itself regardless of how the method is called. Inside a method of an object. Inside a method of an object means inside a method of an object means a method which is inside an object. This always refers to the object itself regardless of how the method is called.
I think it looks all the four are right, sir.
So this is also correct. This always refers
Yeah,
to
yes. Object. This always refers to the object, no, sir.
itself.
Yeah.
Inside a method. So inside maybe week 2 slides. Week 2.
Very complicated English, sir. Lexically, strict, not strict.
I don't even remember in which week was this discussed. Maybe I don't know this, so let's skip this question. The value of this can be explicitly set using call, apply, or bind method inside a explicitly set. I think these two statements look opposite of each other, so that's why only one can be correct, right? So it is telling that inside a method of an object, this always refer to the object itself. So what this is telling that the value of this can be explicitly set, explicitly modify using this inside a method. So inside a method, if we use this call, bind, call, apply, or bind, we can I don't know, we can
yeah, we
actually,
can bind another object, right? I mean, if we have like in the one of the example in the same
so no, this statement is different. I think inside of a method, this always refer to the object itself. So why is this not correct?
yeah, that sounds correct as well. But
So let's
what
skip this question.
maybe if this question was corrected later, I mean, possibly.
That that even I don't know. Maybe you can search on Google.
Yes, sir. We can use Chat GPT to find
Yes,
answers.
that's correct. Within a method, the object, this keyword, maybe you will need to see discourse thread, or I don't know.
Discourse.
Maybe this was discussed in discourse that this option is also correct, or maybe they didn't discuss in discourse. Just they internally feel that this option is correct, and they internally corrected the answer, and we will need to see. So considering the difference between where, let, and const, so where is function scoped, hosted, and allows reassignment. Where is function scoped? So what do you mean by function scoped?
The scope of the variable, you know, is available throughout the function.
Yeah, inside function only.
Okay, function scoped in JavaScript. Yeah, function scope. The function variables defined inside of functions are not accessible, visible from outside the functions. So function scope. Variables declared variables defined inside of functions are not okay. So what is this? Where is function scoped? Hoisted. So hoisted I've explained. So what does it mean by hoisted? And allows, yeah, where allows reassignment. So any variable which we define using this, where we can reassign. Where equals to 10, then where equals to 20, we can do controls. Yeah, so if I run this, it's not giving an error. And const, so const variable we can not even change them. We cannot modify the value, so it will give error. So it is giving identifier I has already been declared, and same with let. So variable defined using let and const, they cannot be reinitialized. They cannot be reinitialized, and variable defined using the let can be not be also reinitialized, and the variable which are declared using the where, they can be reinitialized without giving error. So yes, this is correct. And yeah, various function scope hoisted. So what, so all these are hoisted, but when we try to access, they will print that undefined. So I have discussed this in one of the class, one of the meet.
Yes.
And allows reassignment. So const block scope does not allow. So let is and allows reassignment. Uh, allow reassignment. Oh, so yeah, reassignment is different than reinitializing. So yeah, we can reassign but not reinitialize. So this is reinitialization, re not reassignment. So this is reinitialization, and changing the value of variable is reassignment. So this is reassignment, and that thing is the initialization. I am sharing one link in the chat. You're able to access, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So conscious block scope hoisted, and its value must be assigned at the, yeah. So this is true. Const value should be assigned at the time of declaration only. So we cannot do. So we can define at one place and then assign the value at another place. Let's say I defined and assign the value at next place, but I cannot do this with const. So it will give me an error that missing initializer. So I should initialize at the time of missing. I should declare. So whenever the I'm declaring the variable using const keyword, I should initialize its value at that time only. So here I am initialize. Here I am declaring this a variable. So at this time only, I should yeah, I should initialize its value. So this is true. So let and const behave identically. Expect that const cannot be redeclared while can be redeclared. Yeah. So this redeclared thing. So this is redeclared means that what I was showing earlier, that control. Yeah. So this where thing. So this where can be redeclared but not let and const. So let and const behave identically. So this is incorrect because let and const are different. Because let we need to, at the time of declaration we must assign its value using, if you are declaring variable using const, and when if we are assigning, sorry, if we are we can declare variable using let at one place and assign it the value at another place, so that we can do with let. But in const we see this statement, its value must be declared at the time of declaration. So they do not behave identically. And this statement is also correct that let variables can be redeclared in the same block. No, that let variables cannot be redeclared in the same block. Yeah, if you go through this slide, cover something, and yeah, you should go through this doc and this question. So yeah, call and apply. Immediately invoke the function, and bind returns a new function that can be called later. So this is correct. Call accepts a argument as comma separated list, whereas apply accepts a single array of arguments. This also I have this call, apply and bind I have covered in one of the session. Call and apply immediately invoke the function, while bind returns a new function that can be called later. So this is true. So let me see if I can. VS Code is not working, so I will share later. Call accepts argument as comma separated list, whereas apply accepts as single array of arguments. Okay, so this is correct. Bind permanently sets this context for a function, but the function must be. So can anyone explain this line? Hello? Bind permanently sets this context for a function, but the resulting function must still be explicitly called to execute. So what does this mean? Hello?
Yes, madam. Yes, sir.
So why this is not correct? sorry,
Which
why
one?
is this statement correct? This third statement.
Third
Uh,
statement. Why
so
it is correct, sir?
yeah, bind permanently sets this context, but the resulting function must still be explicitly called to execute. So what is an example? Let's
You already showed, no, sir, one
yeah, that
bind
example. Yeah. I still need, yeah, this example.
b
I
dot
still
bind.
needed
Yes.
to yeah. I still needed to provide this OBJ. I still needed to provide this OBJ.
Explicitly, you have to say what is OBJ.
Explicitly needed to provide. So, but the resulting function permanently. So, bind permanently sets the function, but the resulting function must still be explicitly called to execute.
Yeah, the D has to be called.
Yeah, the D, yes, D still we need to call this. So it means that we still need to call this D. So that means that this call and apply immediately invokes. So there are functions, but bind returns a new function. So bind returns. So this bind thing, this line obj.b.bind object, it returns a function that needs to be revoked. That needs to be revoked later. So this bind returns a new function that and bind permanently sets that this context for a function. So bind permanently sets that this context for a function, and also this is also important. We need to provide this argument also obj. This is also very important. So this is important if my VS Code is not working. Otherwise, I would have shown you how it will work. Uh, this question. So can anyone explain this question? Which of the following scenario represent ephemeral state in a web application? The user's current score role positions, the temporary state of a drop-down menu.
Yes,
Or
sir. Yes, sir. The first one is ephemeral state because it will go away when you move from one
yeah, like this.
tab to
The
another tab.
user's current. So this is my current scroll position, and now yeah, the scroll position has changed.
Yes,
Sorry,
sir.
not the scroll position. The position in a web on a web page has changed. Then the user authentication token saved in local storage is not ephemeral state.
That is
Uh,
application state.
Application state.
yeah, so that is what I'm saying, that it is not an ephemeral state. Uh, yeah, you can read the week 4 slides. If you see this week 4 or maybe week
Week 3.
week 3, sorry, yes. Week 3, if you go through this, yeah, see this application state, system state, and UI, that is ephemeral state. The part of application actually seen interacted with. Ephemeral lasting for a very short time. Loading icons. So loading icons means that YouTube, I think that means that YouTube icon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, or any of the similar loading icons. So whatever, there may be different types of loading icons in different websites. So yeah, so the temporary state of a drop down menu. So drop down menu, see, this is also an example of drop down menu. The temporary state, this is drop down menu example, right? This is a drop down, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is also example of ephemeral state. And so yeah, this authentication is not an example of ephemeral state. That's why all of this is cannot be correct. So this A and C are correct options. And which is the difference between computed properties and methods? So computed properties are cached based on their reactive distributed methods are calculated every time they are called. Cached based on their reactive dependencies. So what does this line mean? Are cached means
It stores the previous version.
okay. So it stores a previous version, and this line plus that this line plus week 4 practice assignment. Yeah, it is a function which is triggered when the data it refers to change. So this is also a statement or a fact regarding computed properties. So computed properties are cached based on their reactive, and whereas methods are recalculated every time they are called. So this is these two statements are different concepts, but the fact is that computed property are cached. So you can say that this question is also, I think, directly from the lecture. Weak slides. And methods can be used to perform that do not need to be cached. Methods can be used to perform operations that do not need to be cached. So what does this line means? So we can use methods to perform operations.
It simply returns something.
It's simply that do not needs to be cached. It simply returns.
We are defining function na inside methods.
No, but methods that do not need to be. So that do not need to be cached. Methods used to perform that do not need to be cached. So what does it mean that we want the we want something to be cached or not?
We can again call the functions inside methods each
Yes.
time.
So every time we want to call that thing, we need to call, and in computed there when some property is used, it is a function which is triggered. So computed properties only we use, they will be triggered when the data it refers to changes. So computed properties can be used as methods if they require parameters. Computed if they require parameters. Methods are always reactive and update automatically when they're no. So this is incorrect. Methods we need to call explicitly. So method we need to call explicitly, but this statement can be true about computed properties, that computed properties are reactive and update automatically when their dependencies change. Just like here. Yes. So this computed message was called uh, sorry was updated automatically, means it was called automatically when the reactive dependency. So this computed message depends on this computed message depends on this message, and when we call this update function, message got changed to updated. So this computed message was called immediately or automatically, immediately and automatically. So computed. So yeah, you can read these slides. Week 3 or week 3 week 3 week 4. Hey, you can go through this week 3 and week 4 slides and also watch that lecture.
Week 4 computed properties there.
Yeah, in week 4 only computed properties and watches are there. So yeah, you need to go through week 4. Maybe just reading slides will work, or maybe you need to watch lecture, or maybe you will need to refer external resource also for this question, like this question, these theoretical questions. So yeah, that's it for today. Computed cast can be used as computed So yeah, computed properties are written like methods are updated autoclave. Well, methods are called on when something happens, like with event handling, for examples. Methods are called means methods we need to call. But so yeah, this is the fact about computed properties that they do not accept any input argument. So this is not correct. Can be used if they require. So computed properties, you cannot define computed properties with an argument because they do not accept any arguments. They do not expect they do not accept any arguments. So that is why this statement is correct that the computed properties can be used as methods. Because computed properties cannot be used as methods because they do not accept parameters. Methods are always reactive. Methods are always reactive. So this statement is not correct. Uh, yeah, so methods are always reactive and update automatically when their dependencies change. So you anyone tell this why this is not correct?
Methods are not automatically updated now.
Yes, you are right. So methods we need to explicitly call, but the computed properties they are reactive. So any change, so like in this question, we didn't need to explicitly call this computed message function. We didn't need to explicitly call. This was called automatically when this update was called because this update changed the message, and this computed message is also referring to this message. Hence, this computed message was called immediately. So this computed message referred to this message. Sorry, this computed property refers to message property, and when we called this update function, message changed. That's why this computed property was also called automatically without explicitly calling it. So yeah, so that's it for today.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So the recording will be posted in the
Yeah, I have recorded.